fun. But right, so let's just drop another stream marker so I don't forget I did two. Hello, friends. My name is Rocky Outcrop. We're about to take a look at Bitcoin. We're asking a couple of key questions in today's episode. Will the prices be able to push past 60k and go up to another target? And I'll tell you my exact price point in this episode for where I'm looking for the prices to go before I take profit. Or are we looking at the prices potentially rolling over and going to the downside, kicking off a bear trend for us? Let's look at that and a heck of a lot more in this episode. Thank you for joining me. Likes and subscribes are massively appreciated. And here we are back in the charts. I want to show you that this is actually filmed during a live stream. As you can see, everybody chatting away down there. Be sure to join me for a live stream sometime. I really love interacting with the audience and helping people. You know, if you've got a question about some particular part of technical analysis, I can help you out. Here we have beside me, just here, the 24-hour, and you can see the price, the number of the, you can see if you look up there, the time frame very easily of the Bitcoin USDT chart. Now I've expanded out those areas so you can see them more easily as I flick between different charts. What we have here is the prices haven't been in a really good, strong upward trend. Now the drawings that I have on the chart here, as you can see, I just hid them, reveal, hid them. Not very many, so we're not going to complicate this too much. This should be a good help for you. What we have when I hid the drawings left on the charts here are all these lines. These are moving averages, and on the broad time frame, you can see that they're all spanned out nicely towards the top side, pointing up the way, and it begs the question, is there any utility in these on this time frame? And really, frankly, in terms of what we're going to talk about in today's episode, not much. But if I drop down to a lower time frame, you can see that there's a different interaction with these lines compared to the bigger time frame. So we'll cover that as we go through the episode. But I'm going to bring on the drawings and take off the moving averages for just now as we discuss this price action. There are three key areas for us to be aware of from the broad point of view. That is up here in the 59 to 60k zone where we have our first line, down here in the 47s to 50k area for the next zone, and then down here below from the sort of 41 to 40k area for the next zone. If we were to see the prices go towards the down side. In terms of upside profit taking targets, there's a few different ways of coming towards similar conclusions with regards to these upper side targets, one of which is to draw on a Fibonacci retracement and look at the extensions beyond towards the top side. On the high between 21st of February and the low on the 1st of March, a Fibonacci extension up here takes you up towards the 1618 area. Sorry, I said the Fibonacci number, 68k area. And if we look at the Fibonacci extensions from the last up and down movement, we can see the 1618 takes us up to $69,000. That's a couple of ideas to keep in mind, and I'll just pop a horizontal line in around about that region so we've got an idea of roughly where those zones were coming in at. Now, there's a pattern here to the way that prices have been operating. You could say if we actually overlap our resistance line at the top and then line up the lows here, you can see that this operates more or less within the structure of an ascending triangle. And if the prices do push past those zones that we're looking at, of course, not the red line itself, but the zone right up here with key attention paid to our previous high and the 62K more or less area, where that takes us to is all the way up to 74K. Now, we could go there as a result of breaking this area. However, I would be more inclined to look along the textbook type idea of taking profits in at around about the 60%. Drew that upside down for doing this for purposes of what I'm trying to do, in around about the 60% area of that measured move. So where is that? And I'll just drop on a horizontal line so we can see. As you can see, it's actually lining up with a horizontal line anyway, nicely. I'll get rid of this. So the measured move, 60% of the measured move takes us up where to? That 1618 Fibonacci target we had drawn in earlier on. Couple of nice numbers you could choose, like 69, 69, 0, and stuff like that for your profit taking target. But these are all zones because, of course, the volatility, the stop losses, everything else will kick in, creating volatility in around this area, making it so that there's wicks, etc., that could push up and down. And I tend to try and avoid being greedy. That's the upside scenario. What are we looking for that to be a success? Well, hopefully Bitcoin is able to stay above a key area. Let's call it 54,500. That sounds like a good enough. That sounds about right. Let's just stick in another horizontal line. 54,500. Wow, that's strange. People who subscribe to this channel will probably have heard that number before. Here we can see in this instance, that's showing us where the lower area of this consolidation pattern is occurring at. Couple of quick things just to say, in case we were to, in case this is just continues on and doesn't break it immediately, you could maybe make the argument that we've got a symmetrical triangle, but over here, you can see this doesn't attach to anything. So perhaps the symmetrical triangle is in this region, in which case your measured move off the back of it, oh my goodness, it's the same measured move. How convenient. Great. So that's that side of things. How about then we take a look at lower time frames and just point out a couple of little nuances, perhaps with the prices and the moving averages here, bringing them back on like we promised earlier on. And as you can see, the 200 simple moving average is getting tested on the 4-hour time frame all the time, with support coming in at around about this region. Now we can see that we've tested it again, and it's quite a ways away from our support. If we see a turnaround at this point, wouldn't be that much of a surprise. What we would need to take out towards the top side, the 50 simple, that's this red dotted line here, 50 simple, lining up perfectly with our resistance points, showing us exactly from a Fibonacci perspective, hide all the drawings, where the range is in terms of if we push past here at 56,138, sort of on a 4-hour time frame closing and open basis, going down to 54,500 thereafter and getting and hoping for a bounce there would of course be what people would be looking to. If we push up to 58,500 and then go beyond, sure, a little bit, that's like how we're talking with the 200, then you're looking for a profit taking to come in around about that 60,000 there, just shy in 59K region. Looking up at the top for that and at the bottom here for movements beyond these two zones, expressed fairly nicely by looking at the previous highs and of course the upward sloping support line. What we're looking for as well to coincide with this will be an increase in volume. So instead of it being these volume candles, which are all more or less in that territory, we're looking for something that comes up a bit higher like this in terms of to give us a signal of a breakout here. If it does push past this zone and we find that we get a retest of it and then move up, nice, that would be good to see. And that's the sort of thing that we're looking for on Bitcoin. Plenty of things I could talk about if I had more time. Don't have the time, but I will say that there's the potential for this low, when it does finish coming in here, when it actually confirms as a low, to be hidden bullish divergence so long as we stay above 52K. Nice. Subscribe to the channel if you like what you're seeing here. If you've got any value out of it, love to see you in one of these live streams, of course, as well. Like we're saying just here, drop a like and I'll see you in the next video.